Hey then guys, it's Bryn at BWSTT here with another video for you. This is an interesting one today. It's a little bit different. As you're probably aware by the name of the channel, all I do is TTs all day, every day. Until today, let me introduce you to the Audi TT sensible older brother, the Audi S3. And the reason that I'm working on this is simply because it's an interesting project. We've got a fully forged, fully built engine, the GT28 strapped to it, and a shelf full of goodies, solid mounts, remapped ECU, custom piping, massive intercooler, all ready to go onto this engine. It is basically just an S3 that was broken by Chris S3 Breaker, Chris McDermott. So he's ripped it all out of one car, shipped everything over here, and we're going to fit it all into this car here. So it should be nice and straightforward, and we should be all but doubling the power of this 225, certainly into the low 400s. We're not sure what the exact power output is going to be, but yeah, it's going to be impressive. So let's get ripped in. Engine's ready to come out, but I've got a real estate issue at the minute, so it's staying there until this is ready. So it is literally just a case of I've just got to undo the mounts, pull her out. But the reason I'm not ready yet is because still pondering on the oil return line, but coolant lines, I'm going to definitely sort those, because look at this. That's really not clever. And this is all, I mean, these are the wrong way around for a start. So feed should be this side, return should be this side, but they're the wrong way around. So we need to get that sorted. So here we are. Competition supplies. Let's see if they can help out with what we need. So I've been shopping, and in here we have everything needed to make some custom lines that are gonna sit nicely. Sometimes we have to make tools for the job. So there we go. Coolant lines in place, and then this one will have this fitting put on, which will go into here at some point, wherever is going to look neatest, to go into the auxiliary pump. And yeah, I just need to decide how I'm going to do this oil return line. I'm going to have a think about that tonight. Crack on with that tomorrow. Okay, so this oil return line definitely needs sprucing up. So the plan is to use part of a standard return line and then weld it onto this piece that we've already got here, so that we've got stainless braided going past the manifold, and then we can use hose a little bit further down maybe. So we've got this piece, usually has the flange that is there, so this is that piece there. We've got an entire section of this with this piece chopped off here. I've trimmed this one down and we are virtually there. Bit of fine tweaking, that's a good solution. So that's sitting a lot better now. See, we've got clearance to the runners, all hard piping, so it's all going to be nice and safe and secure. And that's, yeah, factory piece up to there, recycled end of a factory piece, and then the bit that came on the car. So that's now ready to pull this engine out, swap the box over, fit the clutch, and then get it back in. There we go, the new Sash 4-pot clutch going in. New pressure plate, reusing the Johnusworld flywheel because it's perfectly within tolerance. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so as this process has proven, purchasing a pre-built setup isn't always as simple as it should be. Okay, so let me show you why. So my coolant feed ideally wanted to sit here but can't because, well, it's just in the way. If I do that, there's no gap between it and the master cylinder there, so that's going to need reworking somehow. But obviously we've got the power steering lines are in the way, but look how close that downpipe is there to the brake servo hose there. That's just not ideal. Look how close the blower is to all of those brake lines. Not ideal, but we're going to modify the heat shielding in some way. Who knows? But yeah, so it's on the standard mounts for now, just while I'm lining everything up, just because it's a pig to install anyway. So put it on the standard mounts and I can switch them over. But yeah, this has been one of those where whoever's built it in the past could have done things slightly differently. It would have made it a lot easier at this stage for someone who wants to do it 100% perfect. Yeah. So this is where I'm at for the evening. I'm going to call it a night because I can't really think clearly now. Okay, so I think I've come up with an idea, and it should work quite well. So I've got the engine back out. I'm just testing the locations, but instead of this pipe coming around here, I'm sending it this way. So up here we've got the exhaust manifold stud. I'm going to P-clip from there to there. I'm just going to hold it away from the downpipe. It's got a good air gap between that and the runner, but for extra safety I've got some more of this material. I'm going to wrap around here for a 6-inch section, which also happens to pad it out to, well, 21mm, which is the size of the P-clip that I can get. So back here, where have I put the shield? There it is. Back here, I think what we're going to do is we're going to try and fit the shield in its standard position, and then we might have to bend this back a little bit further for the turbo to clear everything. But I'm going to give that a test fit. So I was using clamping wire like this to keep this heat shield in place, and when you're using clamping wire you wrap it round, you've got the two legs coming this way. I moved my hand this way, thought that I'd stabbed just here and just here, and then I noticed that one there as well. That wire went all the way through my finger and into my next finger. Nice. By the way, it does hurt. But yeah, it's a funny, weird injury, and I thought I'd share that with you. So there we go. Just where it's in such close proximity to the manifold and the downpipe, we've got extra heat shield protection there, clamped up there, keeps it all nice and out of the way. That should be ready to go. Okay, so just blank that off, but now there is room for power steering line to sit how it's supposed to sit. It will do what it needs to do. Coolant line is now down that gap there, but wrapped again, so that's fine. Yeah, so all in all, with the heat shield on, it's bloody close, but we can go with that, that's fine. So then it's going to be, get the subframe on. So I need to swap over the anti-roll bar, get the subframe on, make sure that all the lines line up, the power steering line, that's the only last one. It should be fine, but I just want to make sure. And then I can start piecing it back together fully. Needless to say, it has definitely taken longer than it should have done. But, you know, we're trying to get the solution right, so it's worth taking the extra time. Stop. It's only right that I make an explanation at this point in the video of what's going on. Yeah, I've had a shave. I've had phone issues, so now I've changed. So hopefully, all the footage that I've already got on the other phone, I have managed to retrieve. I'm still not sure at this point. But yeah, I'm now using an iPhone. So let's see if the video quality is any different, if the audio quality is any different. I won't be able to use my external microphone because that's a different plug. Waste of money, great. But yeah, so this is where we're at. Let me spin it around and show you. Now what we can get is the sexy wide angle goodness. We love it, right. So, everything's in place. So the coolant lines that were an issue before are all now wrapping around nicely, following the lines of everything else. We've got this joint in onto a barb, going into the standard hose in there. Everything just about clears back there. It is tight, it really is, but it fits. So we've had to purchase and install a catch can kit because that was the way this was set up previously, so we're matching that. So the reason I've not put final covers in and things like that is because I just want to be able to see if there's any issues on first startup. But yeah, it's all in. It all fits just about. It's quite tight under here. Oh, I've got an issue with that leaking. Yeah, it's quite tight under here where the V-band fitting is, so I've had to trim the cover away, but we still want to keep that heat shield there, so that just fits now. So I still need to move the sump over, but I've been sort of waiting for that to be the last thing that I do before I start the engine up, so that will be a little bit later today, hopefully, fingers crossed. And then yeah, it's ready to just drive over the way and get the exhaust sorted as soon as he is able to. Yeah, there's the old one, there's the new one. We've got the Wagner tuning front mount intercooler on, and this actually sits really nicely. Factory position. I mean, this is a really complicated silicone route up around here to then fit through all that gap and to sit there nicely. So I'm actually really impressed with that. You know, it doesn't foul the aircon lines, doesn't foul here. Like ones that you buy off the shelf for a TT always seem to foul here, but this is actually sitting really nicely. Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, it should still clear the headlight washers and the fog lights as well. Yeah, it's a couple more plugs to plug in, but yeah, it's basically done. There you go, proof of forged rods. It was nice to see. So we're going to do first start. Obviously the exhaust isn't complete. So it's always good just to check the pressure of the system and the coolant system, just to make sure there's no leaks. It's holding quite steady there. So here we have it, it is finished. Yeah. Customers come to collect it. See if we can get a tiny little bit of footage of it running, shall we? Second gear. So how was your first drive of the big turbo S3?
It pulled me all down the road. Nearly that in the first heads that I came to, and yeah, I have to keep the foot hovering on the brake on the way home, I reckon.
It's nice the way it delivers the power sort of gently up to 4,000 and then savagely kicks you in the head.
That's the surprise you get. Throw back in the seat.
Yeah, we've had a little issue with. Can you pop the bonnet a second? Yeah. I just want to show. Right, we've had a little issue with the vibration noise, which was doing our tits in. Excuse my French. This Jubilee clip here kept rotating round and touching the strut brace. Don't know why. It's bizarre, but it's been working its way around and touching there. Other than that, everything's mint. So I'm happy to sign off on it. Advising get a new Jubilee clip and hopefully that'll resolve it, but I've not got any on the shelf. But yeah, I mean, other than that, Kevin, how are you feeling about the sort of whole package in general?
I think the engine's brilliant.
Yeah?
I'm just worried about the fuel bill.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Good, good. Right, well, yeah, that's how it looks to stick a GT28 on a forged engine in an S3. Circa 400 horsepower, good bit of fun. Obviously cost quite a bit of money to get there, but it is worth every penny if you ask me. Anyway, until next time, see you later. Cheers, guys.